basket, Travell Rivers. Hurricanes basket, Jeremy Atkinson. Eagles basket, Jarvis Williams. Ring up a three, Jordan Sturmer. Into the Louisburg lineup, number 4, Maurice Phelps, replacing Ford. Eagles bucket, Richie Thompson.
Kirkwood's really come out to start this second half. They've taken a 37-30 lead over the Louisburg Hurricanes. Louisburg with the basketball in the corner. Shot on the way for three. That one's no good. Rebound comes down to Kirkwood, and they're on the run again. Sturmer has to chase down a wild pass, and he'll come back up to Mr. Williams at the top of the key.
Yeah, Kirkwood hits her first 4 shots of the half, including an alley-oop dunk to start and a three-pointer by Sturmer, his third of the game.
On the far side of the floor, shot is on the way. It is no good short. Rebound comes back to Kirkwood, and they'll lay it back in. Richie Thompson's got a couple buckets here in the second half, and a timeout going to be called by Louisburg. We'll take it. 17-19 left to go here in the first half. 39-30 Kirkwood leading Louisburg. You're listening to the NJCAA Radio Network. Louisburg really needed that timeout. They're down on the bad part of an 11-2 run right now from Kirkwood.
Yeah, I think Coach Meeks was a little stubborn right there. Probably needed to take that before this 9-0 run, maybe as it got to 5. Right now they find themselves down 9.
And they were up by that much throughout a lot of that first half. Wynn with the basketball, goes into the corner to Reed. Now it works its way out to Atkinson, back to Wynn, splits defenders, puts it up, off the glass, no good. Rebound comes down to Kirkwood. Good athletic play, just didn't get a good result. Williams comes near side. Sturmer's going to take a three, partially blocked, no good, and the ball comes down to Louisburg. Wynn running the floor, gets by a defender to the basket, lays it up and in. Boy, he's lightning quick.
Yeah, a bad exchange that time. Sturmer took that three too early in the shot clock.
Drive, layup, and a blocking foul.
And I think that was a good call, even though the little player was set. Jarvis Williams did a nice job of avoiding the contact, not going into him straight on. He jumped away from him, and usually that's going to be on the defense.
So Williams count the basket. It's a 9-point Kirkwood lead. They can put it to double digits as a couple substitutions come in.
Yeah, you just see like a totally different team. All of a sudden, they just coming out here with all this, confidence, and just now they're starting to run the ball. And we didn't see any of that in the first half.
Well, we were talking to Kirkwood, I believe it was Lincoln's coach, talking about the light switch team where you just have to turn it on. Well, apparently Kirkwood tonight is playing the same way, where they finally found the light switch.
Well, they turned it on, that's for sure.
Rocket pass almost takes out one of the Volunteers underneath the basket.
And that may have killed someone.
And we've got another County Market Bakery turnover that gives it back to Kirkwood. And you were mentioning in the first half that Kirkwood had to be careful of getting run out of the gym. Now that's on Louisburg.
Yeah, you're right, and it's just a total change of ties. Now, Louisburg going to employ that press a little bit more aggressively again.
There's a steal, and at the other end, the layup is good by Maurice Phelps. That's his first 2 points of the game.
That's a big basket for Louisburg right there. I just kind of stop this juggernaut of points going on here.
Pullman with the basketball for Kirkwood. Gives it to Williams. Down low, Rivers loses control, has to come back to Pullman. Looked like he was going to be open for a shot. He just dropped the ball. Drive by Williams. He stops. Picks up his dribble and travels. One too many steps.
Yep. Used that pivot foot off for all he could, and then he just said, the heck with it, and changed it.
See if I can get away with that. In the NBA, that's not a travel. In the junior college tournament, that time it was a travel.
Yes, sir.
Inbound comes to Wynn. 15:41 to play in the second half. It's 41-34, Kirkwood with the lead. Reed wanted to shoot the three, changed his mind. He's wide open. They're going to let him shoot it, and he pulls it back.
He looks like he's the only one in the Louisburg team that isn't going to shoot.
There's a dribble penetration. Layup is in and out. No good. Boy, the luck has just not been with Louisburg here to start this second half.
That's exactly the way Kirkwood started. Maybe it's just that end of the gym.
On the other end, there's a drive, there's a shot. Kirkwood and an offensive goaltending call.
Boy, that was another close one.
And that's not one of those calls they can go back to the replay to look at.
No, and it looked like that just barely come off the rim, but if it's still within that cylinder, it's offensive basket interference.
Phelps with the basketball for Louisburg. He gets inside, now kicks it over. Reed wanted to shoot again, changed his mind, pulled it back to the lane, and the ball loose on the floor, diving, and we've got a
timeout White.
Timeout called by Kirkwood. And it's a 30, so we'll keep it here. 14:51 left to go in this ball game, and it's a 41-34 lead for the Eagles of Kirkwood.
And again, this half opened up. We were still at break, but it opened up with an alley-oop dunk by Travell Rivers, and then Louisburg responded with a basket by Jeremy Atkinson, and then right after that, it was a 9-0 run, kind of spurred on by a three-pointer by Jordan Sturmer. And then really, in the last couple minutes, I think Louisburg's kind of quieted things down now. Kind of had a couple good possessions, and boy, Fletcher Wynn, really impressive quickness and explosiveness near the basket.
First horn. Again, 14:51 left to go in the game. 41-34, Kirkwood leading Louisburg. Winner of this game will play the Lincoln Lynx, who defeated Kishwaukee in the game before this one, 81-63.
And either one of these teams are going to have a little difficulty with Lincoln matching up with their size.
There's not a team in the tournament, I think, that doesn't have a problem matching up with the size of Lincoln. And who knows, that may be the key factor. Wall hands it off to Sturmer. Sturmer dribbles, gives it over to Pullman. Pullman works off the screen, comes back to Wall, to Sturmer. Sturmer going to work off the screen again, go back to the far side. Pullman's got it there. They wanted to go the alley-oop, now come back to Wall. 10 on the shot clock. Wall works off the screen. Now Louisburg helping out defense a little better. Back up to Sturmer. He gets free and tries a wild shot that's no good. Pass down the other way, and there's the dunk.
That was a great defensive possession that time, I guess you'd call it, for Louisburg. Probably their best defensive stance of the game.
And it's back to a 5-point Kirkwood lead with 14 minutes left. Sturmer gets to the basket, passes it off, and stepping on the inline and giving a County Market Bakery turnover back to Louisburg is Jarvis Williams.
And just like that momentum turned right back around.
Ball comes back across the 10-second line for Louisburg. Phelps has it on the far side. He drives in. He puts up the shot. It is no good. Tipped and rebounded by Kirkwood. Ball handed off to Wall. He works his way across the 10-second line with the right hand. Goes the opposite way of the screen. Gets into the paint. Stops. Kicks it out. Coleman gets to the paint. Puts up the shot, and it's good.
Big basket that time. It looked like Kirkwood kind of had gotten a real big lull on the offensive end. Coleman picked him up.
Louisburg kind of slowing their offense down a little bit. Looking to pass. Ball goes to Young. Now it comes back out to Phelps. Phelps pulls it back out, gives it to Young. Back to Phelps. Near side win with 8 on the shot clock. He takes it, no good. Rebound, offensive in, and Young puts it back in. So Young puts it back to a 43-38 lead for Kirkwood.
Bad offense that time, though, by Louisburg. They're not setting any screens. It's just kind of a four out, one in.
Pullman lost it as he was going up for the shot, and the turnover comes back. And here's the other end. The layup is no good. Wynn tries to follow. It's no good. He got knocked down, and no call. Young to Sturmer. Sturmer beats his man, kicks it out to Pullman. Pullman for 3. Good.
Wow.
PT3 for Pullman.
Changing
And it's
momentum.
46-38 lead for Kirkwood. There's a drive by Phelps. He takes the shot. No good. Rebound comes down to Kirkwood. And if they score here, you may see Louisburg take another timeout.
Again, Louisburg just doing all one-on-one, taking your man off the dribble.
Pullman has it far side of the floor. Dribbles between the legs, now comes out to Sturmer. Gives it to Wall. Try to go inside to Coleman. It's out of bounds. They'll say last off Louisburg. And it will be back to Kirkwood.
Again, two very different styles. You see Kirkwood getting in the half court. They're running, some sets, some definite cuts and back screens. And on Louisburg, on the other hand, just really relying on their athletic ability and their one-on-one ability to kind of create their own shots.
Would discipline be the right word? Sturmer for 3, no good. Rebound comes back to Kirkwood. And that time it's Williams faking the 3. Nice pass. Rivers lays it up. No good, and he'll go to the line.
Kalen Williams that time kind of put on a little show, just held the ball on his hip like he was, just kind of bored with action, and then exploded to the rim, got up in the air, and a little dipsy-do pass to his teammate.
Young picks up his 3rd personal foul, and we'll see Rivers at the Country Financial agent Dave Harvey free throw line. First one on the way, good. Rivers with 11. Coming back into the game for Kirkwood is Richie Thompson. Pullman goes out. So we'll see Rivers with his 2nd attempt from the free throw line here in just a moment. On the way, good. 48-38, 10-point lead for the Eagles, and they get another County Market Bakery turnover as Williams across the 10-second line tries to go inside, begatting of turnovers, and here comes Louisburg the other way. Phelps between the legs now tries to slow it down. Goes over to the near side wing to Akins. Back up top to Phelps. Gives it to Reed. To Akins to Reed. Inside to Will Smith. Down to 10 seconds. Reed loses it, goes back to his teammate Smith. There's a shot that is good from the outside. It's a 2 for Phelps.
Louisburg ran an initial set that time. They ran Shamel Akins on a couple screens, didn't get the shot, and it again reverted back to the one-on-one. That time Phelps converted.
Sturmer with the basketball into Rivers. Rivers had a good game tonight for Kirkwood. He spins, he is fouled, and they're going to say 2 shots.
Yeah, but not a good job that time by Rivers. He got in the post in his one-on-one and didn't see the double team coming, and was very fortunate he got the foul call.
So Rivers at the free throw line for 2. Well, I would have thought that was on the floor as opposed to on the shot, but I was kind of blocked and couldn't really see if he was going up on that one. Rivers ready. Takes his time, puts it in the air. No good short. So we'll have a substitution as coming back into the game is Perez, and Reed goes out for the Hurricanes. Rivers ready for his second free throw. On the way. That one's no good. Rebound comes down to the Hurricanes. 48-40, the Kirkwood lead. 10:25 to go in the game. Phelps one-on-one to the basket, lays it up, no good, and he's fouled.
Yeah, again, I think I mentioned this earlier in the first half when Phelps came in. They just kind of did some clear outs for him, and he looks like he's just instant offense. Very quick. We saw him hit a jump shot on that last possession, and that time very explosive move and drew the foul.
First team foul for Kirkwood here in the second half, and the first free throw is up and good by Phelps. He's got 5. Back to a 7-point lead, so they've kind of inched their way back into it now.
Yep, good answer here. Phelps has provided the offense.
It's both of them. 48-42, Kirkwood's lead, 10:20 to play in the half and the game. Up across the 10-second line is Kirkwood. They hand the ball off. It's Jarvis Williams. Now it's in the hand of Kalen Williams. Back up top, there's Thompson. Gets to the basket off a couple of screens and he lays it in. Richie Thompson with 8. And back the other way, Louisburg turns, shoots, blocked, and Rivers gets the block. He's doing everything tonight for the Eagles. Here comes Williams with the basketball. Now he hands it off to Jarvis Williams. Back to Kalen Williams.
I think this is better off for Kirkwood here. Just kind of get under control, run their offensive set, force Louisburg to play, 20, 25 seconds of defense.
Thompson with the ball, comes up top to Kalen Williams. Down to 7 on the shot clock. Williams fakes, takes it from 17, hits it. That's his 4th point, and it's back to a double-digit lead. Now the pass down low, ball out of bounds. It will go off Kirkwood and stay with Louisburg. And you're running into another crucial time for this Louisburg team because Kirkwood's got that momentum back. It's back to 10. If it gets to 15-16, I don't know they can come back from it.
Well, Louisburg showing the ability with that press. They can score quickly.
There's a layup off the inbound pass. That's good by Jordan Davidson.
He got fouled on that. That could have been a 3-point play.
Kalen Williams gives it to Jarvis Williams. Far side to Thompson. To Wall. Wall's been kind of quiet here in the second half. Kalen Williams with a 3 that's no good. Ball comes down. Kalen Williams chases down his own rebound. So, and a timeout going to be called by Kirkwood. We'll take it. 8:44 left to go in the ball game. 52-44. Kirkwood with the lead. You're listening to the NJCAA Radio Network.
Checking in for Kirkwood, number 30, Alex Coleman. Also checking in, number 23, Jordan Sturmer. Play resumes here at the Mary Miller Gym tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. with 2 consolation semifinals. At 11, Monroe will take on St. Clair, and at 1 o'clock, Pima against Grand Rapids. The 3 o'clock game tomorrow will have Kishwaukee against the losers. Cincinnati versus Lewis and Clark at 6 o'clock, and Lincoln versus the winner of this game at 8 o'clock.
.8:44 left to go. 52-44 the Kirkwood lead. One of those unusual times where the player kind of called that timeout instead of the coach. Ball comes into Wall. Kirkwood sets the offense up. Back to Wall, down low. Thompson has it taken away that time by Phelps. Phelps on the run for Louisburg. Crosses over in the lane, takes the shot, no good. Tip on the rebound, and it's out of bounds. And they're going to say off Louisburg, it'll be Kirkwood basketball.
And was there any question whether Phelps was going to take a shot in that possession?
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
Well, especially because Ashton Ford, who I guess is one of their big shooters, is on the bench. I think he's kind of lost favor with the coach tonight. Sturmer tries to make a move, gets to the free throw line, stops, gives it to Wall. Wall makes a nice move, gets to the rim, takes the shot, it's good. His first points in the second half, he's got 12 on the night, and it's a 10-point Kirkwood lead. Perez with the basketball on the baseline. He kicks it far side to Phelps.
Shot's going up. Oh, he passed it.
There's the shot up. It is airballed and out of bounds. And now they're going to talk about it, and they're going to say
that should be
Louisburg basketball.
Oh, yeah.
And I just saw another first for me in my broadcasting and playing career. I saw a cherry pick on defense. As Akins let that ball go, he knew it was off. He just turned his head and ran. Ball comes in to Perez. He puts up the wild one-handed shot, no good, and we've got an undercut foul going to be called on Kirkwood, and I believe that's on Jarvis Williams, and I believe that's his third.
Perez really, he hit his first shot of the game, a little fadeaway 18-footer, and since then he's been 0 for 8.
They got Wynn back in the basketball game. He gave him some good minutes and good points in that first half. See if he can give him that spark to get back in. Down to 7.5 to play. Perez holds. Comes up to Wynn. Wynn passes it back out to Phelps. Phelps drives, gives it to Wynn. Down low, layup no good. Rebound comes down to Coleman and Kirkwood.
Again, you see no screening, no real movement without the ball. It's kind of a, spread them out and take your man off the dribble.
Almost an NBA-style offense, except not as effective. Sturmer with the basketball, dribbles, gives it over to Coleman. Coleman will back it back out to Sturmer, gives it up top to Wall. Wall gonna work off the screen, 6 on the shot clock. Oh, lost it off his leg, out of bounds, and it will go back to Louisburg.
Oh boy, and Wall did a nice job getting around, but Jordan Davidson, he was beat on the screen. He just got his hand in there and knocked it off Wall's leg.
Wynn with the basketball, up top to Phelps. Did you order a pizza? I think I see one delivered down there. Phelps gives the ball off to Smith.
Interesting segue.
To Phelps. Hey, I pay attention to everything. It's my job. Down on the lane, there's a drive and a shot that's no good, and a foul on the second attempt. And we'll see free throws. And did they call it? Nope, they called on Wall. That's going to be his first.
You just kind of see one bad possession after another for this Louisburg team, and it's not that they're not. Well, I guess, they're not making shots either, so I guess their possession looks a little worse, but they're just not really in any kind of flow offensively.
First free throw on the way. It's no good. So Davidson misses his first one. We'll get a shot at the other one. 54-44, Kirkwood with the lead. 6:27 left to go in the game. Coach Weber's getting ready to walk right behind us. High-five him, Coach.
Hey, Coach. I got a tap on the head.
You got a tap on the shoulder. Gonna go say hi to Boomer Bain. Second free throw on the way. Good. Not that it was that exciting, just trying to get.
Nice emphasis.
Thank you.
Trying to show off for Coach Weber, aren't you?
Yeah, hoping he can hear me. Of course, Brian Barnhart's pretty good. I don't think I can take his job. Drive on the baseline. It's stopped. It is up. It is good by Kalen Williams. 56-45, the Kirkwood lead.
Well, you can see that Kalen Williams, not the quickest player out here, but really smart. Knows what he can and can't do that time. Just waited, and finally got the two.
Phelps in the lane, puts up the shot, and a foul going to be called on the Eagles. And it's going to be on Pullman. That'll be his first. Team's fourth. And they're going to say it was on the shot, so it'll be Phelps at the line for two.
And really, it's important that he hits these free throws. So you think that with 5:50 left, that Louisburg's going to start upping the pressure. And you make a free throw, it kind of helps you get set up in that full court press.
Well, he missed the first one, so he's got to make this one. Which to get set up in the press, he would have had to make this one anyway. Readies for the second one. On the way, and it is no good, in and out. Rebound comes down to Kirkwood. And you mentioned earlier about that end of the floor. Was talking with somebody before the game when they were warming up, and the comment was made that end, the rim was not as forgiving as what this end is.
Yeah,
so you may be onto something
Kirkwood missed four layups at least in that first half on that side.
Kalen Williams works off the screen, gets to the basket, puts it up and in. Boy, you talk about a smart play. That just proved your point.
Exactly. Stopped and didn't, avoided the charge. The player had help on defense and went straight up and got the little jump hook in.
58-45 is the lead for Kirkwood. Drive by Louisburg, ball knocked out of bounds. They're going to say, Kirkwood says it's theirs, and the referees, I think, are going to say that it's Louisburg basketball. Checking back into the game for the Hurricanes is Young. And going out, I thought it was going to be Ford, but I didn't even know Ford had checked in till right now. Ball comes into Phelps. They're trying to work Ford on a screen, trying to get him some open threes, and he cannot. Good defense that time by Sturmer. Phelps, crossover, gets to the lane, lays it up and in. And we've got a timeout going to be called by Louisburg. We'll keep it here. 4:57 to go in the game. 58-47 the lead for Kirkwood.
And you can see how dangerous this Louisburg team is. I mean, off the dribble, they're as good as anyone. Very quick. And Phelps, it looks like he's a scorer that played a lot more minutes this half than he did in the first half. The win has kind of quieted down with 12 points in the first half. He only has 2 since the break. So, where's that offense going to come from? Right now, it looks like Maurice Phelps is taking over for Lewisburg, and will it be enough?
Winner of this game will play the Lincoln Lynx, who won 81-63. And then our other 2 Final Four teams are Cincinnati State and Lewis and Clark. So 2 Illinois teams, 1 team from Ohio. And if Kirkwood pulls this out, you can have it all Midwest Final Four.
All right, that's the way it should be, right?
It's definitely been a Midwestern tournament over the years since it's been here in Danville, at least. They've got the list of teams that have won the Division II men's basketball tournament listed over on the far side, and we could run through them, but you see a lot of Ohio, Kansas, Michigan, Illinois. And you throw Maryland in there every once in a while, but for the most part, it's definitely been a Midwest tournament.
Well, under 5 minutes to go, this game's far from over. Again, full court press by Louisburg.
Wall with the basketball. Comes across the 10-second line. Gets it over to Williams. Williams looks, gives it on a nice pass to Rivers, who throws it down.
Little slip screen that time. Went for the pick and roll and just kind of right before the contact, slipped it, and good give and go.
At the other end, pass off the hands, goes right into the corner. There's a spin move, and the ball has to come out to Ford. Ashton Ford very quiet in this basketball game. He's missed quite a few shots. He had 23 points in that first game. Dribbles, loses his balance, gets to the lane, and is going to be fouled. It's like Wall picks it up, reaching in.
Again, Louisburg going to put all the pressure on this Kirkwood Eagles defense to make sure they defend and help.
Getting ready to inbound the basketball is Louisburg.
You'll see Phelps come off the screen here as he inbounds it.
Ford, plenty of time on the shot clock. 4 minutes left on the game clock. 60-47, the lead for Kirkwood. Ball comes out to Phelps. Phelps to the lane, gets some contact, no call, back on the baseline. The shot is up and good.
That was Wynn.
I thought it was Wynn that got that. He's got 16 points, back to 11-point lead.
I'm really surprised though they didn't press him out of that after that make.
You would think they would have the speed advantage to be able to do that, even though Wall's a quick little guard. Kalen Williams gets to the lane, takes the quick shot, no good, follow no good, rebound the third time and fourth time comes down to Kirkwood. They'll reset the offense with a fresh 35.
Boy, that's a big offensive rebound. They just out-battled Louisburg for the ball.
Sometimes in a game like this, it's all about wanting it. And that time, Kirkwood had all the wanting it, and Louisburg did not.
Nice possession again. They took the shot, and they saved the possession, and now they're going to be using some clock.
They'll use over a minute even if they don't get the foul. Well, they do get a foul and a bucket. That's Wall with the shot.
Boy, just smart basketball. Just took the shot clock down about to 12 and then went into their set, and Wall just made a nice move to the baseline.
Young picks up his fourth personal foul for Louisburg. And he's going to come out of the basketball game. As coming back in to replace him is Jeremy Atkinson. So Grant Wall, give Wall the basket, give him 14 points. And there is number 15 on the free throw.
And we said Kirkwood, how their defense kind of kept them in the game in that first half. Well, this half, really the offense is coming around as well. Been very efficient.
Phelps with the basketball for Louisburg.
Phelps going to shoot.
He drives in, hits a man that's Atkinson in the lane who lays it in. Atkinson with 8. Now they put that full court pressure. Kirkwood breaks it with ease. Driving, Jarvis Williams. Rivers has it knocked out of his hands, but he was fouled. He'll go to the line and get a couple of shots. Looked like he got hit in the head.
Yeah.
Kind of a passing blow, if you will.
Was that Atkinson that went for that block?
The foul is going to be called on Wynn.
Wynn, that's right. There you go. How high did Wynn get? I know he didn't get the block, but man, he skied.
We've seen some leapers in this tournament. First free throw, good by Rivers. 15 points. Back to a 13-point lead. Readies for the second one. It is on the way, and it is no good, in and out. Rebound comes down to Louisburg. 13-point lead for the Eagles, 2:20 left to go in the game. Ball, Phelps, corner, shot, no good. Rebound, Kirkwood. We'll talk in two-word sentences the rest of the game.
Yeah, you know, this game started with a 17-4 lead for this Louisburg team.
Kalen Williams with the basketball, hands it off to Wall. Gonna run some clock is Kirkwood. Little three-man weave here. Kalen Williams beats Wynn, gets to the basket. Shot is up by Wall, blocked. Rebound comes down to Rivers. 8 seconds, gotta hurry up, gotta find somebody to shoot it. Jarvis Williams with 3, that one's knocked loose. He puts it up, it's no good, and there's the clock. And again, Louisburg loses out on that because they got the air ball and we're getting ready to push it the other way to get a basket, and now they've got to inbound it.
We have a little rules interpretation here.
And we're going to have a timeout called by Kirkwood, and that's probably smart by Coach Wagamester. Going to try to settle everybody down a little bit, figure out what they want to do here in the last minute and 39.
I was a little surprised he didn't use the timeout a little sooner with about 6 seconds on the shot clock. You know, just they didn't have anything set up, and it was all going bad. I really think maybe he could have saved that possession by calling a timeout and maybe been able to set something up on the inbounds.
Well, they've got 3 left. Or excuse me, they've got 2 left. And the Hurricanes have 3 left. 64-51, Kirkwood with the lead over Louisburg. Gym's starting to empty out a little bit. It's getting to be a late night for a lot of people, but they've seen some pretty good basketball here today.
I'm trying to do some math to figure out how this game has changed. This is kind of tricky.
You need to call Mrs. Dodd to help you out with that?
Well, since that initial 17-4 start by this Louisburg team, Kirkwood has outscored them 60-34. Wow, that's a pretty big turnaround.
Yeah, when you've got double the points your opponents do, that is pretty impressive.
And this Louisburg team, you look at some tremendous athletes, decent size, tremendous quickness, and again, a lot of one-on-one ability. They just have not shown really to be very proficient in that half-court offense and any of their offensive sets.
Again, it goes back to a word I asked you about earlier, discipline. I mean, if they had maybe just a little bit more on the offensive end, this might be a little different story, but I'm just not a big fan of that one-on-one basketball.
Well, you one-on-one basketball, when you face inferior teams, you're going to make them look bad.
Down to a minute.
Kirkwood's not in that category.
No, they're not. Pass goes to Ford. He stops. He shoots. It's no good. Rebound gets brought down by Williams. And Kalen Williams going to be fouled by Ford. So that will... Actually, they've got to get the fouls. They just got to 6 to get close to the bonus. Down to a minute and 20. Sturmer to inbound. Long pass down the floor. Williams lays it up. It's no good, and he's fouled and go to the line for 2. And Ford looks at the official like, what? I didn't foul him. So now Kirkwood will only put one player at the line for a rebound. Jarvis Williams at the line for 2. First one on the way. No good short.
The one guy they have in there to rebound is the smallest man on the court, Lamar Wall.
I don't think rebounding is their high priority right now, up 13 with a minute 18 left to play. Second one on the way. Good. So Jarvis Williams adds another point on the board. 65-51 the lead. Kirkwood trying to advance to the Final Four. Phelps with the basketball for Louisburg. He gets to the paint. He puts it up. It is no good. Rebound brought down by Rivers, and he's going to be fouled. Kirkwood, I think, can pretty much put this one in their pocket and take it to tomorrow night.
Yeah, absolutely. Nice overall game. Again, to take away that first 8 minutes, they have certainly dominated. And I would have said in the first half they dominated defensively, but in this second half they've really showed a lot of good things on the offensive end.
Substitution coming into the game for Kirkwood as Jordan Gentry comes in and Sturmer goes out. And Sturmer really quiet here in the second half. He's only had 1 3-pointer, and I believe that was early. It was early. It was, in the first couple minutes of the second half as Rivers hits the free throw. Rivers has been a big contributor here in the second half, and really, I guess if you had to give a player of the game, my vote would almost go to Kalen Williams tonight.
Yeah, you might be right. It did a nice, just kind of the floor general all night. And again, very efficient offense. Just doing some quick math, Kirkwood Eagles 12 out of 20 from the floor. And 20 shots is not a lot in a 20-minute half. So they've been very efficient.
Rivers ready for his second free throw. Puts it in the air, and it's no good. Wow. He'll smile as he comes off the floor after that one.
His coach isn't smiling, but
he does get a little slap on the hand, though. Down to a minute to play. 66-51 the lead for Kirkwood. They're going to advance to the Final Four. Shot is up, no good, and a foul called with 56.3. And it will send Louisburg to the free throw line. Foul is going to be on Kirkwood's Dupre. Neftali Lopez Dupre. Where you talked about names earlier, there's one I'm glad I didn't have to call a whole bunch tonight.
Atkinson missed the first free throw.
And makes the second. So Kirkwood will inbound the basketball, leading 66-52 with 56.3 seconds left. Running the baseline, they get it into Williams. Kaylin Williams gets it across the 10-second line. And there's the foul. For what reason, I don't know, but there's the foul.
Yep. Speaking of names, number 40 for Kirkwood, I don't think he's been in the game yet, but Boubacar Kamara. I think he had a couple nicknames there for Boubacar.
I think I could probably come up with some. Some I can say on the radio, some I probably couldn't. Williams at the line, ready for the first one. On the way, and it is good. He's got 9. See if he can get double digits. That'd be a nice job for him tonight, and he got it. He's got 10. He's going to get some congratulations from his coaches. Great job tonight for that young man.
Absolutely. Again, only 2 points in the first half, but excellent second half.
Win across the 10-second line. He's going to drive. He's going to lay it up, and it's going to be no good on the rebound as it was offensive goaltending. So that will give it back over to Kirkwood. Young comes back into the game for Louisburg. They'll inbound on the far end. Kirkwood will, leading 68-52, under a minute to play. And there's another foul. It'll be, I think, Wall going to the line for a couple free throws. The Lincoln Lynx take on the Kirkwood Eagles tomorrow night to see who goes and plays in the championship game. And in our other contest, it will be Lewis and Clark taking on Cincinnati State. You can hear both those games, and in fact, all the games here on WDAN and the NJCAA radio network. As Wall hits the free throw, gives him 16 points.
Yeah, Wall's had a really nice game tonight, too.
Ready for the second one, on the way, good. He's got 11, and he's going to come out. And Kevin Hansen comes in to replace him. Louisburg gets it across the 10-second line. Ford takes the 3, no good. Rebound comes down to Kirkwood. Try to get the steal from behind. Now let's see if we can just finish this one out without another foul. With the basketball for Kirkwood is Gentry. Crosses over, comes towards us. Hands it off to Pullman. Back to Gentry. Wanted to take the 3, changed his mind. Shot clock at 10. Taken away that time by Louisburg. Ford lays it up, no good. Rebound put back, no good. Boy, it's just not going good for Louisburg right now. They can't even get kind of garbage points at the end of the game. 70-52, Kirkwood advances to the Final Four. What a great game by the Eagles. We'll talk to both coaches here coming up shortly after we get through the handshake line. And the fans will kind of make their way out of the arena after a good night of basketball. Get ready for a good day of basketball tomorrow. We'll have again all the games for you